Hello, and welcome to That's Why We Have Hot Dogs in the Freezer. Tomorrow we're having a cookout, and it's the night before, and I need to make some burgers so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. So I do a special little thing with my burgers. I add a few other things in there, and I'll run you through it here in a minute. But before we do, I'd like to talk to you for a minute about this corona pandemic we're having and how it's affecting businesses. And it's my belief that we should frequent our local businesses as much as possible. And back when I got my stimulus check, I decided I wanted to go ahead and get a quarter of a beef. So I contacted our local butcher here, and I was very pleased. In fact, one of the things we're going to use today is some ground beef that I got from the local butcher. Now, my local butcher is Gore's, and they just have excellent service. So if you're in my area or you recognize the name Gore's, I urge you to go to them and just see what they've got. You may pay a little bit more than the big stores, but you won't have to worry about where'd that beef come from. With Gore's, you'll know where it came from. All right, so let's get started. We're going to make hamburger. So we're going to start with a bowl. Actually, we're going to put the bowl over there. I want to start with something else first. This is a shallot, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that shallot right down the middle. And a shallot is basically a small onion. It's got the same taste of an onion. It's a little bit milder, but what's neat about it is it has little tiny leaves in there that you can dice really tiny, really small. And if you get that small dice on there, then you can put it into your whatever you're making, your recipes, your project, and it'll cook in really nice. So we're going to dice up that half a shallot. That was a pretty large shallot, so I think that's about all we need. I don't want much, and if you'll notice, I don't measure a whole lot. But here we have the bowl, and this is 1 pound pack of hamburger, and I'm going to use 3. We've got 4 people coming tomorrow, including myself, but I've also got hot dogs, because, you know, hot dogs and hamburgers for a cookout, who can go wrong? So that's 1, and that's 2. Let's just take 1 minute here. Most hamburger you find, they mix suet and so forth in there. This stuff has got a different texture. It's good. This is what you would call prime ground beef, I think. Be careful, don't cut my hand open. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Maybe that's why I wear black t-shirts all the time, because they don't show blood. What do you think? So we're going to take our shallot, and we're going to dump that in there. And we're going to take, and I've got these messy hamburgery fingers. I'll be right back in just a second. Let me rinse these off. I'm still getting the hang of this whole which order to do things in so that I don't have to worry about washing my hands between takes and everything. So just bear with me, okay? So next we're going to add a little kosher salt. And this is, you know, the whole peppercorns you get. Well, I ran them through my coffee grinder that I use for spices, and I made my own fresh ground black pepper. So that goes in there. Just sprinkling up to cover it in there a bit. And this is the secret ingredient. If you've ever heard of the James Beard Award, well, James Beard was I know I touched my nose, I'm going to have to go wash my hands again. James Beard was a food critic, and he knew what he liked. And he had a TV show and everything. Well, I read one of his books, And he said that one of the best things that he liked was they put a little cream in the hamburgers. He said, once you try it, you'll never go back. Well, I tried it. I probably won't go back. But I'll put this in and I'll go wash the hands again before I touch anything. All right. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to mix it up. And as I've said before, God gave you your best kitchen implement right here at the end of your arm. I'm going to try to get all the cream and the shallot, everything mixed in here. That's not bad. Get that away from there. Now, I just noticed one more reason I have to walk away. This is the wrong size measuring cup. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here it is. This is a half cup measure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop out some hamburger. Get this in here. I'm going to make some loose balls. Okay, that's 11 balls, and I'm approximating that each person will have 2 hamburgers and maybe someone will want a third, but remember I said we also have hot dogs, and we're going to have a few other things too, so I'm sure we'll have enough food for a small group like we're going to have. So hang on, let me clean up here a little bit, because the next thing I'm going to do is a little special for my process. At this point, you could just take these balls and form them into patties and put them in a pan. I don't do that. As you've seen before, I kind of like to go the extra steps. So just give me a minute, be right back. Alrighty then, I'm reset. So now, I was asked a couple years ago to host my granddaughter's 16th birthday. And they had, I don't remember how many people coming, but it was a lot. So I went out and I researched a little bit. And I found on Amazon these wax paper squares. And you'll see what these are for in a minute. But let me lay out 11 of these, or at least have 11 ready. Oh, looks like I'm not going to be able to do more than 2 at a time. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1 to grow on. Always nice to have 1 extra. So this is what I found on Amazon for that party. And what this is a hamburger press. And inside of it, there are varying size rings and a presser. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next to largest ring, put it on one of these wax paper squares, and then we take one of our meatballs and put it on there. Take our presser and just press down. Pick the paper up with it. Pull the ring off. Perfectly formed hamburger. We'll put that on our tray over here, which you probably can't see. It's off camera. No, you can see a little bit of it. So we just continue that. We press it, pick it up, kind of smear it as you're taking it off, and stack it up, and grab 2 more. And just repeat that process until we're finished. Sometimes some of the meat squishes out because these are pretty meaty. So you just scoot it in there with your hand. And I'm going to stack them too high for now. I'll tell you what's really good with this, doing this way. You can buy hamburger in bulk, kind of like I did with the local butcher, or before that even, I would go to the grocery store and they would have those big family packs of hamburger. And I would just go ahead and buy the whole pack. And then I could make up a whole mess of these hamburgers with the shallots and the cream and pre-seasoned and all that. And then stack them in freezer bags, freeze them. Now, to do that, what I would do is I'd do something like I'm doing here, but I'd put the whole tray in the freezer, let them freeze, and then put them into the freezer bag. That way, they're already separated. You know how when you get the frozen ones at the store, you have to take the table knife and pry them apart, and you run the risk of running it through your hand and everything? Well, this way, they're already there. So, let me continue on with this. Actually goes a lot quicker if you're not talking to a camera. And it's even quicker than that if the camera doesn't talk back to you. Is it paranoid if you think you're hearing voices like your camera's talking to you? I'm not sure. Schizophrenia, that's it. Maybe I'm schizophrenic. Or maybe, just maybe, I've been in quarantine much too long. Like a lot of you all out there. Oh, that one had a little more in it. That's okay. We'll just pat it down. 3 to go. Go ahead and put this one over here too. That way I can just squish and go. And 1 to go. Yeah, I could have used that smaller cup, but for that you're basically making sliders, and I would have used the smaller ring, which is good. I mean, sliders are just as good as hamburgers. You just have to eat more of them. So anyway, this has been That's Why We Have Hot Dogs in the Freezer. This is Let's Make Burgers. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the little like button, hit the bell so you get notifications when I put out new videos. And we'll see you next time. Bye.